Action. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Your boy I Came back again for inDmix podcast for July the 9th, 2019. Very, very special occasion for me because I'm blessed to have the Godfather, to me, the OG, the originator, the quiet, silent influencer for like majority of Houston nightlife culture from my perspective. Steve Rogers is in the building. I appreciate you coming through, brother. You know what I mean? Welcome to the podcast. This is much appreciated. Last minute.
No problem.
But I told him from the inception when I had this idea that I had to have the discussion with him because I want to go down the pattern of like the people who have kind of like sculpted. Again, everything's from my perspective, but I think I've been here long enough to see things unfold. And I'm glad to have you here, man. But real quickly, I want to go, where did you start? Do you consider yourself, you're an entrepreneur now, right?
Yes, I would say
You would
so.
say that, but you started as a promoter.
Started as a promoter, but I guess before I got into that whole weekly party promoting space, I did hair shows for
Right?
for
Yeah,
about
I did
10
hear
years.
that.
Yeah,
For 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, crazy.
Real quick, I just want to hit that real quick. What hits you to do a hair show? You have to be in the industry and know what you can do.
Right. Well, I guess after graduation, came back to Houston and
From where?
from TCU. Went to school on track scholarship. Came back to Houston and started working for a company called Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell.
Got hired with Paul Mitchell to go out and develop the black market with their product. So I had an opportunity to go in to all the black salons and black barbershops and make these amazing connections. To me, back then, the stylists and barbers were like athletes at that time. You know, everybody, all the major athletes and hustlers, and they had to come through the salons and the barbershop. So I guess fast track, probably year 4 into Paul Mitchell, we did a big hair show, primarily with white national hairstylists, educators, and I was selling, I guess tickets to all of my black salons and barbershops.
Right.
So we met up on Monday after the hair show to turn in our ticket sale money.
Right.
So I turned in about $40,000 worth of ticket sales to my counterparts who were white, probably maybe
40,000 back then.
Man,
We're not even talking right now.
Yeah, this was maybe 94, 95.
Wow.
So I turned that money in, and
your head
my head started clicking. So I'm thinking like, man, if I can go out and find all the major black top hairstylists in the country. I was attending Brown Brothers hair shows at the time. I saw what they were doing, and I said, man, let me bring this to Houston. And I told my manager, I'm going to take a leave of absence. I'm going to go try to do this hair show thing. If it don't work, I'll be back.
So that's the first leap of faith there.
Yeah.
You see an opportunity, you make it happen, and that is the courage I think a lot of people lack.
Yeah, but I think, with that, you're right. With that, working for Paul Mitchell, I really felt like I got an MBA working for those guys.
Nice.
They were big on education and taught me all about, goals and writing down these goals. And if you think it, ink it, making it visual.
Gotcha.
I used to write down these goals and make 4 or 5 copies around my house.
All these posts we see on Instagram with inspiration, you were getting all of that back then already.
Yeah. So
and on a similar tangent, you were the brand ambassador. But it was just like you see the Cirocs and the liquor companies now, and you have the brand ambassadors. That's pretty much how you started, with Paul Mitchell.
Right.
Anyway, that's dope,
right,
man.
Right. So from there, it was a major hair event called Hair Battle every year. Major event happened every January during MLK weekend.
Right.
And once a year, I would do it and not do anything for 6 months.
Because you made that much money.
Made the much money. I would sit down for 6 months and
chill, just sitting off of a hair show.
Yeah, and then
how much we talking? Just throw it out there. If you could throw it out there.
Back then, I would probably net, probably 60 grand, 70 grand.
Back then, you just sit on that.
Yeah.
Cats ain't even making half of that right now.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. But anyway, I digress.
It was probably year 4 or 5 into that, started. I got a action on a weekly night at Club Tonic downtown.
So Tonic was
Tuesday
the
night.
first one.
Yeah.
All right. I got to show people. I got to show my age because I saw you first at the Champs party.
I think
Champs was after Tonic.
I think Champs came
Okay,
after
okay.
Tonic. Yeah.
Well, I definitely didn't go to
Yeah.
Tonic till after that.
Yeah.
You
So
know what
Tonic
I mean?
was
The first.
This was 99, 2000. You know what? It had to be 2000 because we was there on Tuesday night when 9/11 happened. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That happened on a Tuesday night.
Tuesday, it was 9/11. That's right.
Yeah. So
I graduated 2000 with my bachelor's, so that was when I just started in the mix.
yeah.
Right.
Was it?
Because Tonic was first, and then it was shortly after that we had NBA All-Star.
Right.
Or was it Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl came first.
Yeah.
And it was the traffic from Super Bowl, my full detailed page that propelled in the mix.
Yeah.
And M-Bar started.
Shortly thereafter, we started. Maybe M-Bar was maybe 03.
Right.
Before.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
So did Tonic, man, for 3 years at a very, very high level. We this was on a Tuesday night. This when we had Steve Francis and Katino Mobley and Moochie and all those
they
guys.
used to come and they
party.
used to bring like teammate. They used to bring their counterparts from other teams. They used to fly in.
Everybody was there on a Tuesday night partying hard. This was pre rail downtown. I think Main Street was four lanes. And that's what actually kind of killed the whole Tuesday night when they started doing the construction for
and
Super
people
Bowl.
couldn't pull up and park anymore.
Right.
Right.
So that killed it. Was off probably about 5 or 6 months, and then M-Bar came up. We did a
legendary M-Bar nights, fellas. Ask anybody who knows anything. Till today, I don't think there's a party that could compete with M-Bar.
Weekly night, yeah.
Weekly night. I mean, the people, the ladies, the style, the culture that was created, the DJs.
Yeah.
Because back then it was one DJ did your spot, and that's why I saw a DJ rotation start.
Yeah, started, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't ignore the impact of, Lisa Rogers.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know
well, and see how that all came about was
did you always work with Lisa Rogers?
I met Lisa during the hair show time. She did my first hair show. She worked for me with Paul Mitchell as a model.
Okay.
So Lisa was a very hard worker.
Shouts out to the man.
Yeah. As a female, she would get out there and pass out flyers and
killed it.
Yeah, way before a time people don't really know how special she was and she is to my success.
Right. To inDmix success, if I have to rub it in, because when I used to go to M-Bar with my camera. And I would take pictures, but my pictures came out the next night. So I was just a supporter taking pictures. Right. I didn't know you, I didn't know Russ. Right. But Lisa would see me taking pictures. And Lisa gave me her camera, which was better than mine, and just said, well, since this guy is more efficient, you just wing it, and I'll show you the pictures to take. And she showed me the celebrities and how to take the pictures of them, and that's where I grew my craft of, anybody can take pictures, but can you get the celebrity to look at you, take the picture, make them feel comfortable? Right. So I attribute a lot of inDmix success to her because she saw it and expanded my vision. And my first client was DeAndre Bird, who said, I want you to do the same thing you're doing at the M-Bar over here. And you were reluctant to pay me at Glo, but once I started getting money, pay the guy. But everything again came full circle through Lisa. Yeah. But anyway, we're on you. I'm going to interview her as well, and I'm sure she got her own story. So M-Bar is happening.
M-Bar is happening. Major time in the city. A lot of great things were happening. It was special then. inDmix was born. People were arriving there early at 10 o'clock to get in line.
10 o'clock, and the line wrapped around the building. Can't even see that these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was special. It was a different kind of client, customer in the city also. I was just talking about this tonight. We did a party with BMF. Those guys came down and
the party
we'll meet them there
big
and came
beats.
down. And
So did y'all catch that? Steve Rogers was doing parties with BMF back in the day. Like that's the history we're talking about. That's
crazy.
how good he was. For them to even want to work
party
with
with
you guys, right?
Yeah. They came in, man, and bought up I think like 50, 60 bottles of, I don't know if it was rosé or Christoph, can't think which one it was, but just seeing that go down, seeing those guys come in at the end of the night and paying their tab.
Your money was at the door, though. Did you get bar percentage back then?
Yeah, we did not. That was not a bar deal.
I wanted to say that.
Yeah, that was not a bar deal.
I wanted to let y'all know about that because bar percentages started happening a little bit later. Much later in the game. So all this money you're making is just door money. This is just door revenue. I hate to count your pockets, but I remember when you were doing M-Bar Thursday.
Right.
Sky Bar Friday.
Right.
Glo on Saturday.
Right.
Belvedere Sunday.
Right.
Same time.
Same time.
And again, I hate to put it out there. But I know you're clearing at least 20. Easy.
For the week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he said, oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was during a time when people were paying to get in, the cover charge to get in the club.
Cover to skip line.
Skip the line, out of dress code. I know this was maybe at the end of when the guys were wearing throwback jerseys and they wanted to still get in, so they would pay $100 to get in.
Right.
At the tail end of the whole long white tee era where they was, they would pay the money to get in. So
and you had the AG element to you. You would be in the front. You
so
were the guy in the front.
That was I guess me and Lisa and I guess Rush Row at M-Bar kind of started where she would handle walking in celebrities and being inside partying and kind of attending to them, out to the door, making sure that we got the money, and Russ handled the
online stuff. That's why I
I
related more with Russ because we were the nerds, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that was our role, and we was able to really maximize it, and then when other nights jumped off, looking back on it, it was crazy.
Special time.
I
don't think that will ever happen again, and I'm just glad to have witnessed it,
right.
And to know that you were arguably the mastermind behind the creation of all that. The detail the amount of detail you put into the production of it.
Right.
I mean, I remember the hottest flyer I've seen till today is a flyer for Denim Down Tuesdays.
Right.
All right. Steve made the cutout of your back pocket of your jeans. That's what he was passing out. So Denim Down Tuesdays is on the back pocket. I have the flyer till today. Watch on next week's podcast. I'm gonna put it out there for y'all. But the dopest flyer I've ever seen. The concept of it, to make it, pass it out. You can't throw that away. But I knew that was all you. That was your thing, into flyers and all of that. And I know we went down all this. There's so much to talk about. Belvedere Sundays. How dope was that?
Yeah, Belvedere, man. Those guys, the guys who own Tonic, own Belvedere.
Oh, okay.
So we got in that deal. We got Belvedere because a great customer of ours, a guy named Lindy, his birthday. We tried to get in Belvedere for years. They kept saying no, and we went to them.
Was crucial. And quiet guy,
quiet,
just in the background, because Belvedere would never do it.
Yeah,
they didn't want to do an urban night.
Never.
But when they heard about the potential money they could make, they handed you the keys to
we came in and did Lindy's birthday on that Sunday, and we did an open bar, and we prepaid for, I think, bottles and drinks for up like $25,000.
Unheard of for a Sunday.
For
especially
Sunday.
Every day. There's no way their regular nights made that.
Yeah. So we took them that amount of money, that cash. They
in
saw
advance, they were like, come on, we got to do it.
And we didn't look back. That went on for about 10 years.
Right. But the relationship you built with them is how you got into ownership or establishing your stuff?
Yeah. So working with the guy, Lee Ellis.
I know my story. I know my history. I remember.
Yeah. So Lee Ellis was the owner of Belvedere and Tonic, and the social, later on Liberty Kitchen, BRC, and Petite Suite. So working with him at Belvedere, I was able to get in on some other deals right. Down the road with him and kind of transition.
That takes working your money right,
Correct.
having them trust you,
Right.
and having the due diligence and all of that, and
Right.
having your ducks in a row,
Right.
your shit together, so to
yeah.
speak. You know what I mean? Because I know they don't just do that. Everything has to line up, and you still have to have the courage to want to put your money into
after,
other things.
Right, exactly.
So the first thing you bought or owned was?
Sugarhill.
Wow.
Sugarhill.
Okay.
Sugarhill. Me and Rob Wright, got together maybe Super Bowl. Maybe was that 05?
I remember do you remember the party at the Pavilion?
Pavilion. That was crazy.
I'm about to show you.
that was a picture. I can't find that picture, man.
The picture where y'all standing over the oh man.
Man,
I took that picture.
I know.
That's crazy. I gotta dig in the archives. I still have on my laptops. Some of my pictures have been wiped out on servers, but I can dig deep. I keep all my laptops. I just gotta get
that was a crazy
So
party.
quick tangent. The significance of you and Rob connecting to do that party. I think that was the first party y'all did together.
Right.
Because Rob Wright was
With
R2 Entertainment with Rich Williams, and you are Steve and Lisa Rogers.
Yeah.
But that collaboration, y'all never look back. That is the cornerstone of why y'all still doing business together. But y'all must have meshed. That's a good look.
Well, I mean,
that's why collaborations matter. The right collaboration will set up.
Yeah, it worked out well. I mean, we saw how each other moved, and it was a good fit.
Right.
And obviously, everything was a success. And after the Super Bowl, we said, man, let's keep it moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get Sugarhill.
Yeah.
Right. And then the behemoth of Prospect Park, I would think, is arguably the most successful venture you've done.
I would say yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been in Prospect for 5 years now, and to be open 7 days a week and doing food and drinks.
Food is not easy.
Yeah.
And I know that's where Rob comes in.
Yeah.
Rob is meticulous when it comes
and to be honest, with that deal, Prospect Park came about. Junior and Jonathan was trying to do a sports bar concept. So it was us. It was us three initially. There was never a name for it when they brought it, I guess, to me.
Right.
Prospect Park was a place up in Fort Worth that I used to go to when I was in school, and I always had
because that's why the TCU going to TCU and all of that.
So I always had that name. I had it. I went and got the DBA years ago, so I threw it out there, and they said, "Cool, that sounds cool." We rolled with it.
Prospect Park actually comes from Steve Rogers,
right?
Okay.
The name,
all right, the name itself, right? But the concept, was Junior and Jonathan.
Yeah,
now, I have questions for Junior and Jonathan. Next up, clear the schedule.
Yeah.
We gonna need a whole hour session. Actually, I'm gonna do Jonathan and Junior because Jonathan doesn't say a lot, but I know he has a lot to say.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
I digress.
We got together. Rob came in later on the deal, and but we all worked together to make it what it is today.
I am so proud of y'all, man. Yeah. Like it's crazy. It's inspiration for folks. I was talking to Junior the other day. Like, I love the fact that there are more black establishments being open, but none of it happens without the success of Prospect Park. I can say that out loud because I've watched everything unfold. So nobody's just out there recently just opening clubs because it was on their mind. You've seen your counterparts succeed, and that's what I really wanted to make sure to put out there, that y'all created something pretty dope. You know what I mean? Anyway, best party you ever threw. Because it sounds all great, but I want to go down the list. There's the best, there's the worst. You have to talk about it, but I'm just digging deep for information.
I don't know what the best party that I threw up. I think the most memorable
There
party
we go. The one that
was that stands out to me was at the M Bar when we had MC Hammer. He showed up. Hey man, to see
an
Hammer
idol like that in your
dancing
club, right?
I mean, that was big.
That was major.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I guess even back then, we wasn't paying these guys.
You weren't paying anybody.
Yeah, they were just coming.
They were flying in to come party Thursday, and you would see him because I have friends who work Southwest, and they was like, they're at the airport, they're flying out.
Yeah.
They will come in, flying and fly out.
Yeah.
But I love what you created, man. How many ventures are you involved with now? Prospect?
Currently, right now, Prospect Park. Got 2 locations, 249, 1960,
Right.
Fountain View in Richmond.
Right.
We got Engine Room and Jet Lounge
Right.
on Pease. We are shutting it down, I think, this weekend to do a remodel.
Remodel. That's
Yeah,
dope.
I think it's coming back up in maybe 90 days. It's going to be called Cake.
Oh, you renaming the
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
Okay.
We call it Cake.
That's dope. Dope
And
concept.
we
It'll
this-
still be a club.
Still be a club.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
still be a club. Just signed a lease 2 months ago to 5015 Bar on Alameda.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty big deal to go in and able to secure that lease from the current tenant. So we get the keys August 1st with
Wow.
that, and we start
Making moves.
start working on that. And the biggest thing right now, well, I guess one of the biggest things right now is the Turkey Leg Hut.
That is a movement.
Yeah,
Turkey leg hut in
that's-
itself, bro.
Yeah.
Like the way I remember Lynn selling turkey legs across from the NRG. Like I saw this
Yeah.
guy like grow.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody really. A lot of people talk, but they don't really know him. Like he would buy me drinks. He would work and go
Yeah.
chill by the bar, and every time he see me, send me a drink. But he was always working, supporting others.
Yeah.
And then to see him go from that tangent to this,
Yeah.
your involvement with it, and to see the success,
It's
love
crazy. They've done a amazing job, and anybody who knows their story, I think they built a really good community
Right.
to where people want to work there. You got people who are talking about it when they're not in the room.
Right.
It's-
It's
I mean,
on my
it's-
timeline
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's crazy.
Like
And-
I don't even. I want to post and support. And I'm like, I'm getting flooded with all this stuff.
And that's to credit that's all Lynn. We met with all these experts telling us, social media experts telling us, we shouldn't post but once or twice a day. You
he
can't
posts as soon as he sees you and he tells you thank you.
Yeah. So and that's all him, man. He floods the timeline, and it worked.
Right.
So
right.
you see probably a lot of other businesses taking
that concept.
yeah.
Right.
Going with-
Absolutely.
going-
And running with it. Flood your timeline.
Yeah.
Flood your social media with that stuff. How it's working with Lynn. 'Cause a lot of people don't know him. I know him. But
yes, probably,
there are
man.
big
Yeah. I could say
misconceptions.
Lynn. Yeah, I think he's misunderstood. People see him as this loud guy that's volatile and probably off the hinges, but he very smart
Smart
guy.
as well.
Work ethic is
Business,
crazy.
business,
Probably,
man.
honestly, out of all my partners, probably the most got the best work ethic in terms of working all hours,
being
getting
there.
up every morning at 7:00, making sure things are set up, making sure the sidewalk is blown down with the blower.
I see how thorough
all
he
that.
is when he's talking about it. You can even see the
Yeah.
passion.
So yeah,
But,
he's So he's always mine's always thinking. Don't mind getting his hands dirty.
Dirty at all.
He's
Come
big
on,
on
man.
getting his manicure and pedicure, but he'll be the first one to jump in.
What up, Lynn? Giving you a shout. I need you on the podcast too. We're gonna clear the schedule when you have some time. We're gonna have some Grand Marnier whenever we could make that work.
Yeah.
But all that to say, I'm proud of all that. Anything else you working on? 5015
Well,
is a big deal.
50,
That's brand
15,
new.
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
brand
know
new.
anything about that.
We've got the Daiquiri Hut, and that just got the last round of comments cleared through the city to start on that deal.
Multiple business ventures.
Yeah, and Breakfast Hut also coming.
Right. So everybody, from hair shows to owning 6-7 businesses, I just that's the summary. I just want y'all to catch from there, from all of this conversation, and see the growth. Nothing happens overnight, but you have to do your due diligence. And these are the people that create a cornerstone of all this stuff. You're going to party and all that stuff, but this is what comes from that if you're diligent enough. I really appreciate you, dropping them gems and jewels. What do you do now? What do you do for fun? What does Steve Rogers do? You know what I mean? Because I don't know how you spend it. I know you run. That's your thing.
Yeah. My thing right now is, man, just really health and wellness, trying to eat right, trying to.
What country were we in? I tried to run with you, couldn't do it. Could not
You
do
said
that.
where?
I can't remember what country we were, but Steve got up 7 in the morning. I caught myself trying to be
What we had? Was it in Greece?
Greece. Somewhere it was along a coastline. We traveled so many places. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I left Steve. I ran back to the hotel.
Hey.
Like, this dude is serious
Hey.
about running clockwork, almost twice a day too. Like,
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
good, man. Just to get out there and clear your head and get your heart pumping. Lately, I've been getting up in the morning and running, so it gets my day going.
Man, that's dope, man. What advice you have for the youngins who are coming up? Like, what do you think of the? I got a 2-part question. Let's talk about the climate of nightlife and entertainment right now. What do you think of it? People you want to give props to, trends that you've noticed, good or bad. Just your outlook on it since you've been in the game for so long.
I think what the guys, Tay Mitch and Mikos,
Right.
what those guys are doing
something, man.
Yeah. They got a unique approach.
Conceptual, like ideas out the wazoo, trying to change everything that everybody's just feel like it's just monotonous.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing right now. I was talking to somebody a few hours ago about just how, a lot of it is just kind of the same same thing. You go to the club, you don't get jumping until 12, and everybody show up at the same time. They stand around waiting on the bottles to come, the bottle girls come out, waiting for the right moment to take the picture, the videos to post. That's why I was really. I don't think I even saw you there, but I think with the event Rob did the other night at Bizu.
At Bizu was it brought a lot back.
Yeah.
It brought a lot back.
That whole concept where people showed up early, people
dressed
up,
had fun.
The music, the vibe was good. Right. You saw people having, engaging in conversation and
right. At the
eating.
same time, but the music then drowned conversation,
Yeah.
and then you could dance if you wanted to, but keep it dressy. Rob Wright, we got to bring the Clout dinner party right back. Steve Rogers himself was impressed with that party, so that's dope.
That's dope. Yeah,
I'm glad you could pitch something in on that. Any advice to the youngins who are trying to come up, follow your footsteps?
Just keep pushing, keep not being afraid to fail. Any ideas that you have, just go after those dreams.
Right.
I think you said earlier, about going out on the limb. That's
right.
what the fruit is. You got to go out there. It's not being afraid that limb is gonna fall. You gotta do it.
You gotta still push and press on.
Gotta go out there. And once you do get it, I used to always tell those guys, to save your money.
Save your money.
Because it's gonna.
You've helped a lot of people. I know, but I don't want to put it out there. But you've helped a lot of people. People have come to you, even those who've crossed you, and you still help them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So. I will give you props because I know you're definitely good with the money, which is why you're able to do as many as you have.
Just seeing the guys that a lot of the guys that came before me, who was doing it at a high level, and saw them make some mistakes.
Right.
The one thing I didn't want to do, or don't want to be, I don't want to be old and bitter.
Got you on what you should have done.
Yeah.
Got you.
I don't want to be that guy.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's a jewel.
Yeah,
that's
a
jewel
thing.
right there. Yeah. So pick your moves right.
Yeah.
To make sure you're not in that kind of position or situation.
That position or that conversation.
Gotcha. Yeah. Influence of your fraternity on how.
Kappas. Yeah, pleasure at TCU. Spring '88 definitely. That helped me in
you're an ace, you're a deuce, you're what are you?
Ace.
Ace.
Yeah.
Aces.
Helped me in planning, events and parties and all that stuff. Yeah.
I always like to bring that up because you start the long lost art of what you learn being in an organization has kind of faded out, and I think it matters for some of the people who are successful in what they do.
Right.
And they're Greek. I don't think it's accidental.
Right.
I think you pick up a lot of things
when
you're doing that.
With that and with sports.
Sports, right.
The whole team concept, all that's critical.
Having a foundation, people to help fall back on, things of that nature.
So, all those things were important, man. with success and
Successful you are, man.
Yeah, and I don't and you say this in closing. There's a lot of people that helped me out to get in this position.
Absolutely.
From the
Absolutely.
Lisa to the Rob to this guy Derek Treadwell. Vaughn with Cheeks 22.
Okay. Give the shout outs, man. Give them the shout outs.
All those guys,
like
man. Steve Nice, GT, Hossie, man. All those guys have played a role in
Big Bang Hank. Big Bang Hank was
Hank.
popping bottles at Champs, man. Shout out to BBA. I have such a memory, man. It's crazy, like really ridiculous. But man, I appreciate you coming, dropping these jewels and gems. I have to start with you. This is a Tastemakers edition of the inDmix podcast, and you are number one on it. Funny enough, you're here on a Tuesday, and one of the hottest nights is premiering tonight.
I see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Ghost Bar.
We gotta fall in there and support Molo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
That's a great segue into running off the feature events for this week. Ghost Bar premieres tonight. Shouts out to Molo. She's been planning this a long time. The guys who built the club have been planning this for a long time. So the premiere of both happening tonight will be epic, I'm sure. Wednesdays at Eve is always official. Taste Thursday moves to Clay. So shouts out to In Crowd, Dre Kickback, A Life, Goodfellas. I have a strong feeling that that's going to be a very major night in the city with them moving to Clay and all the people involved, because I know they could put bodies in there. Vanity Fridays, as always. The Dior Group brings you that. Very fresh and exciting. We want y'all to come through. Lil Keith has the Rocket signing at Love Fridays. The address has a lineup this week. It's crazy. I have Darius signing for this Friday. I think that's his name. Forgive me if I got it mistaken. Patrick Beverly's birthday bash on Saturday, and he has his camp that he's doing out in Humble during the day, and then he parties at night. So I'm glad that he's doing something for the kids first, and then coming to turn up, celebrating that mega deal he signed with the Clippers. And then Sunday night, the address has Delicious and Dante Foreman. So the address will be pretty busy this weekend. Back to Saturday, Dior Saturdays. It's always the place to be. Raptors, Eric Moreland is celebrating his championship party at Spire on Fridays. I think that's a pretty big deal. So check that out if you're looking for something to do on Fridays, or on Fridays as well. Rose Gold Sundays. Sunday School moves to Seaside Lounge this Sunday, right? Louise has been working on that club, and it's finally premiering. So Secret Sundays is also official. But that's pretty much it of all I want to talk about this week. Again, I want to give Steve Rogers a major shout out for coming on this edition of the inDmix podcast, and I'm going to continue to bring the influencers, the people who craft these nightlife events that you enjoy. So that's about it for this week. Look out for Trey's weekend next week.
That's next week?
That's next week, right.
Okay.
Might have Trey on here. Look out for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Shouts out to the media block. Q, got a good thing going here. Going to continue to support you. Anybody who's trying to do Steve's first time here is impressed, so that's a good look.
Yeah.
Shouts out to 713 Motoring, Big Ash. Definitely want to give you a shout on there. And Dre, my boy Dre, who does Hookah by Dre. So you need hookah, hit him up. Hit me up. Trying to set up your birthdays, any parties for the weekend. Don't be afraid to hit me up. If you got questions you want to pose on this podcast, hit me up. Follow me on IG, INDMIX 1. And my email is info@indmix.com. We're signing out. Appreciate y'all. Done.